Start. So Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We're continuing our deep dive study on the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service. And we put together the acronym Divine, describes the flow of the conversation. Looks like you are there, right in the temple room. Jai, and there's Gorni Tai right behind you.
Yeah, Nita, Gorni Taraj.
Nice, nice. Welcome. Awesome. And so in the storm of New York Rath Yatra and going to Toronto and going to Montreal and going to Boston Rath Yatra, I lost track of what verse we were on. So last class we skipped a verse. We went ahead. And so now we realize that we skipped verse 22. Tovai kavayo nityam bhaktim paramaya muda. We're on a little tight schedule today because Kylie Brown she gave her license, and we were passing like a ball, the license back and forth between our two accounts. And now Zoom says they don't like that. So they're not letting us pass our license back and forth. And so we're just stuck with regular Zoom for today, as last week. So let me open up my screen and go to Hare Krishna. Make it bigger. All right, what's going on? Dun, dun, dun. It's nice and fat and big. Everyone can see that? Big enough?
I can see it.
Is that big enough? Everybody else? Okay, so this chapter is Divinity and Divine Service. And who remembers what the D stands for? Who remembers?
Pravil, you're breaking up.
Oh, I'm breaking up? Okay,
yes.
Who remembers what the D stands for in Divinity and Divine Service? Anybody? Sorry, in Divinity, our acronym, sorry. Am I still breaking up?
No.
No? Okay, so Carmen, do you remember what the D stands for in Divine, in the acronym that describes the conversational flow?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, so you got our first verse is Itisam Vyasuvacha Itisam Prashna Samhrishto Vipranamra Maharshanai Pratipujas Pachastejam Pravaktam Prapuchakrame Yam Pravajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virakatara Ajuhava Putriti Tanmaya Kayatara Vinedustam Sarvabhuta Hidayam Munam Anatosmi Yaswana Bhava Makilam Shutasaram Ekam Adyatmani Pamatitishram Tamandam Sansarinam Kurnayaha Purana Guhyam Tamya Sasuna Upayami Guru Muninam Upayami. So they're dignifying, they're glorifying the questions, they're glorifying Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying Sukadeva Goswami in so many different ways. And they're glorifying the sages for asking wonderful questions and thanking them. So the first D is for dignify. And remember, this is the second chapter of the Bhagavatam. Because it's a second chapter, there's actually 6 questions asked in the first chapter. What is most essential dharma? What is the duty of all human beings? There's so many different questions that are asked. And 4 of those questions are answered. 4 of the 6 questions are answered right here in the second chapter. And so verse 5 is Munya Saruprishtoham Bhavadbir Lokamangalam Yatkutta Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidhi. Such questions like these, again, this is the Dignify section, the 1 through 5. They bring great fortune and auspiciousness to this world. So thank you for asking such wonderful questions. Now, the questions are being answered. So the first I is for inquiries answered. What's the D for? Carmen? The D stands for?
Divinity.
No, dignify.
Oh, she got it wrong.
Dignify. So they're glorifying. And the I stands for inquiries answered. And so the first verse is answering Savai pum samparo dharmo yato bhakti ardhokshaje ahaituki pratihatayatma suprasiditi. The highest dharma for all beings, all human beings, is that by which one can attain pure loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. And then Savaipam Samparo Dharma, then followed by that is Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojata Janati Ashuvairagyam Jnanam Chayada Haitukam. So these are two answers, two very succinct answers to two questions that are given in chapter 1. And so that's D, I. The next letter is V. So this is V is of what is of value, because that was the question. What is the most valuable activity? What is of the ultimate benefit, or shreyas? Like you have in America, you have people going to McDonald's. This is like shreyas, some kind of instant thing that comes. But shreyas means what is ultimately beneficial. Not what isn't just like an instant gratification, but what is actually the ultimate benefit. And so these verses 6, 7, 8, verses 8 through 14, I believe, is describing this, what is bhakti, how it is uniquely valuable. So what is where we are on that? That is Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojataha Janati Ashuvairagyam Jnanam Chayadahaitigam Dharma Shwanashtita Pumsa Vikshpakshena Katasuyat Notpade Yadiratim Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. Kaylee, have you ever heard that statement? Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam.
No.
So that what that means is Shrama Eva Kevalam means useless waste of time. And so if you're
I should have heard of this before.
Okay, yes. Useless waste of time. So if your dharma is not leading to rati, attraction, loving attraction to Krishna, and talks about Krishna, you've wasted your time. Shrama eva hi kelam. Dharmasya hyapavargyasya. Because dharma is actually, it's meant for liberation, ultimate liberation. It's not meant for economic development, artha. It's not meant for kama. It's meant for the liberation of the soul in connection to a relationship with Krishna. So dharmasya hyapavargyasya narto artoya kalpate nartasya dharmaskantasya kama labaya smitaha. And so we've heard of this word kama. Most famous Vedic book in the West is the Kama Sutra. So kama means desire. So Krishna says, well, what should you desire? Even dharma is not for artha. Dharma is not for kama. And even kama, what should your kama be? It says your kama shouldn't be for indriya pratir, just satisfaction of the senses. What you should really just want is just a healthy body. Because this human life is meant to understand tattva, truth. And so then the next verse is a very famous verse, very, very famous verse. What is tattva? What is the truth? So Vedanti tat Tattvavidas Tattvajnanam Prameti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Shabjate. These learned transcendentalists know the absolute truth, this non-dual substance, as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So this is all talking about this bhakti here. And then Tatshadaya Munayo, the next verse is text 12, is saying that bhakti, people by the process of bhakti, well equipped with, also equipped with knowledge and realize and detachment, and they realize this absolute truth. And then he says even varnashram. So you guys know varnashram is the system of the 4 varnas, the 4 ashrams, the whole cultural civilization that is there in the Vedic culture. It says it's really actually just for bhakti, it's for haritoshanam, and it's actually meant, the whole system is simply meant for pleasing Krishna. That's the whole point of it. And then, so this is all just saying bhakti, 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 bhakti. So that varnashram verse is followed by, that's text 13, then text 14 is tasmat manas, tasmat ekam. Oh, what is it? Let me look it up. Haritos, Samsiri Haritoshan. Tasmat ekena manasa, Bhagavan sattvatam patihi, shuddha kirtitavyascha, jaya pujastaditchada. So therefore, the devotee, tasmat ekam manasa, therefore you should just have one thing in mind. That connection to Krishna, who is your great protector, Bhagavat sattvatam patihi. What should you do? Kirtitavyascha. Chant, Shotavya, Kirtitavyas, to hear and chant, meditate, jayas, and puja, and worship. This is a little summary we're doing right now. Jaya puja sanityada. And what effects are there by this? Yad anudyasina yukto karma granti nibandhanam. So asina means sword. So the sword of remembrance of Krishna, Yad Anudya, Dhyana is like Dhyana Yoga. There's a chapter 6 in Bhagavad Gita, the meditation chapter. So meditation upon Krishna, karma granti nibandhanam chindanti. It cuts away our karmas. And kovida, those are the intelligent people. They practice this. Kovidas tasya kona kurya kataratam. Kona kurya kataratam. Why would anybody else not want to do this? It's so powerful. How many of us are finding ourselves affected by our upbringing, affected by our kind of karmic situation, our family baggage? You know, it's like we have like certain things that say our father did something and then we're doing it also, and his grandfather. It's like hard to change. So Krishna says chindanti, cuts it away. So that's how powerful this kona kurya kataratam. And then, so that's for, what is the D for? Carmen? I'm going to pick on Carmen. Come on. What's that D for? And the acronym? Bolo.
Now we don't remember.
Dignify.
Dignify.
Yeah, they're thanking, glorifying. It's like dignifying the questions, the sages, the guru. They're glorifying Shukadeva Goswami. And then the first I is for inquiries answered. And then V is for what is of value. And then, oh, look, there's Draupadi. Haribol, Draupadi.
Haribol, we on the farm service. Listen, yeah, we're in class. Yeah. Wish, look, we got dirt.
Nice. It's a reunion. Oh, look, Karun is coming in too. Right.
Who that were? Karuna's like the 8-year-old prodigy.
Yes, yes, she knows all the verses.
Prodigy on here? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. She knows hundreds of verses. Karuna from Lebanon. Welcome, welcome. She's just coming from her Girl Scouts, I think. Is that right?
No, I'm going to the monthly position. I'm going to swim.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Awesome. So, and then you come, so it's D, I, V, and then the next I is for increments. Increments. Kaylee, do you know the 9 stages of Bhakti? Have you heard of that? 9 stages of Bhakti?
I've heard of them, but I don't know them.
Okay, so you got the first one is you got a little bit of interest, something that, you know, you're a little bit interested, a little bit of willingness to participate or investigate, not even participate, just a willingness to investigate. And that is called Shraddha. Then comes, you spend time with people's practice, that's called Bhajana Kriya. Then you also want to practice, that's, oh no, it's Sadhusanga, then Bhajana Kriya. Then you start, by practicing, you start cleaning your heart. That's called Anartha Nivritti. And then by cleaning the heart, Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava, all these things that start to become eradicated, Nashta Prayeshu Badreshu, almost completely to nil. And then you come up to the stage of Nishta, being very fixed in your spiritual practice. Then you start to develop ruchi, some taste. You have a deep attachment to hearing and chanting and japa. You feel a great taste. It drives you to jump up early in the morning because you just feel this wonderful taste from doing it. Then asakti, then you go, you're getting mad, like you're actually, it's asakti. You're shifting your attachment. Your attachment is not just in the process of bhakti, but you're becoming more attached actually to Krishna himself. So it's not just the hearing and chanting, but you're actually developing attachment to the object of your worship. Then bhava, then you're going really crazy, and then prema. Actually, yesterday at the grocery store, this lady had a tattoo on her wrist, and it matched the same kind of Bhakti Lata beads drawing that's in the book Madhurya Kadambini. And I took a picture where I don't know where it's at. Oh, here it is. I think it's coming up. She had a tattoo, and on the bottom of the tattoo she had Ganesh, and then it said faith, and then there's the plant that grew out of it. So, and I showed her the I showed her the chart. Here's the chart. You see, it starts off with a little bit of faith, and then it grows from there all the way to the fruit of prema. So actually I emailed it to the lady so she can like meditate on it at the grocery store. So that's so those are the famous verses. Shushusho Sharadanasya Vasudeva. Karuna, do you know these ones? I think Karuna might know. Shushusho Sharadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi. Do you know these ones?
No.
How about Srinvatam Swakata Krishna? How about the next one? Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Utamashloke.
Bhavati Naishti. So that's the Nishta stage. These are the stages. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nasta prayashu badrishu nityam bhagavate veya bhagavate bhavati naishtati.
See, there you go. So that is a Nishta stage. Then it's like Nashta Prayeshu. Nashta means destroyed almost completely. All the abhadras, all the not auspicious. You have Subhadra, very auspicious, and abhadra, ooh, not nice things. Almost just completely gone. And so here it's kind of this verse that we are on today is like the culmination. It's just kind of now it's going towards the verses that we've been glorifying is the process of bhakti. That bhakti is the best. It is the highest. It is the best. Now it's shifting to, okay, bhakti is the highest. So, but who is that person? Who is the highest person that we should worship? I think Corinne has got an answer there. She says something. I can't hear her though. I don't think she's talking to her family maybe. So you understand the first part is like what's the highest process? And then who is the highest object of that process? That's where it's shifting right now. And so we'll open up the verse. I don't know how much more time I have. This is Ato vai kavayo nityam. So you can repeat after me. Ato vai kavayo nityam. Kavi. Kavi is like a poet, an intelligence person, or even a transcendentalist. Ato vai. Therefore, certainly, always, since time immemorial, Bhaktim Paramaya Muda. So you can repeat. Bhaktim Paramaya Muda Vasudeve Bhagavati.
Vasudeve Bhagavati.
So that means unto Vasudeva, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The E is locative, means unto. Like if you live in Mathura, you say Mature, in Mathura. So Vasudeva means unto Vasudeva. So who are they worshiping with love? That love is being dedicated, applied, poured on to Vasudeva. And what does it do? It produces Paramaya Muda, the greatest supreme delight. Paramaya Muda. Not Buddha like the fool, but Muda, great delight. Kurvanti Atma Prasadanim.
Kurvanti Atma Prasadanim.
Kurvanti Atma Prasadanim.
Kurvanti Atma Prasadanim.
The Kurvanti is just related to this word kriyate, karma. It means to do something. So engaging in this way, doing engaging in the activities of bhakti, it produces, oh my God, such great delight. It is nectar. You ever been in a nectar kirtan? Who's been in a nectar kirtan? Raise your hand. Yes. It produces such great delight, and it actually brings Atma Prasadanim. Atma Prasadanim means it enlivens the self. So let's hear the translation. Therefore, certainly, Ata Vai. Ata, therefore, Vai, certainly. Since time immemorial, Nityam, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to the Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. So this bhakti thing is not a new thing. And this bhakti to Krishna, not Vishnu, is eternal. It's not that Krishna only appeared 5,000 years ago. This is the unique avatar that disappeared. Actually, this is eternal personality. All transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Krishna since time immemorial, and they with great delight, because such devotional service enlivens the soul. See, they do it because it just brings prasadanam, atma prasadanam, great satisfaction to the soul. Okay, so here's the purport. The speciality of devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, is specifically mentioned herein. Lord Shri Krishna is the Swayam Rupa, personality of Godhead. So who knows what this term means? Kaylee. Swayam Rupa. Any guess? It means he is the Swayam, means his own, his original form. And all other forms of Godhead, beginning from Sri Baladev, Sankarshan, Vasudev, Anuruddha, Praduma, and Narayan, are extending to the Purusha avatars. Who knows who are the Purusha avatars? Who are the Purusha avatars? Karuna? Do you know who the Purusha avatars are? You can phone a friend. You can ask your mom. Who are the Purusha avatars? Huh? Do you know? Yes? No? Karuna, do you know? Yes? Kind of? A little bit?
Oh, wait. What you say?
Who are the Purusha avatars?
Mahavishnu and Kshiradakashai Vishnu and Karanadakashai Vishnu.
Yes. So these are the three Purushas. You have Karanadakashai Vishnu. He is so big. When he exhales, universes come out of his pores. And then he enters into those universes in a much smaller form, known as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. That form is so small. It's so small that it fits into the size of just one universe. And then he enters further into each atom and into the heart of all creatures as Kshirodakshai Vishnu. And that form is even smaller than the universe. It becomes the size. This enters into the heart of each atom. So one form is so big that universes are coming out of its pores. One form is quite big. He's the size of the universe. And one form is quite small. He's inside each atom in the heart of each creature. So those are the Pumsams, the Purushas, the three Purushas, the three super souls. The super soul, the aggregate material energy, the super soul of all jivas, the super soul of the universe, and the super soul in the heart of every creature. Everyone understand? Kaylee, got it?
Can you say the first one again? The
Karanadakshay Vishnu.
Yeah.
He is so big that universes come out of his pores.
Right.
And he is the super soul of the aggregate material energy. And I believe that aggregate jivas also. And then there's
what's aggregate material energy?
Means all the material energy, like it's described that in the spiritual world, there's a 1/4 of the spiritual world is covered over by this cloud of material energy. And so he enters into that. That's called the Mahatattva or the Pradhan.
Mahatattva.
Yeah. So it's like all the material ingredients are there. And he enters into that. And he breathes out universes. And then he enters into each universe. Okay, got 10 minutes left. He enters into each universe. And he lies down. And Brahma is born from the lotus flower that sprouts from his belly button. And that is known as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And he's the super soul of one universe. And then the last one enters even smaller. He enters into the heart of every single creature and into the atom. And that's the one that we usually call the super soul, but all three of them are known as Paramatma. They're all known as super souls. Those are the three Purushas. Most of the avatars that appear in this world are from the latter two forms. Actually, one additional note is the super soul that's in the heart of every creature has his own special abode called Shwetadweep upon the milk ocean. Do you remember in Krishna book when the Brahma and all the demigods were praying for Krishna to appear? They went to the banks of the milk ocean. They offered prayers. So that's to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vishnu. And so most avatars of the Lord are from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vishnu. So here it's describing in the beginning. You got Baladev, Sankarshan, Vasudeva. This is first you have Krishna, then comes Baladev, then Sankarshan, then Vasudeva, then Aniruddha, then Praduma, then Narayan. Then you have the Purusha avatars. So this is actually this line here from Krishna to all the way to Purusha avatars. These are coming. It's like a succession. Anybody know who the Guna avatars are? Karuna, Guna avatars. Who are the Guna avatars? You want to phone a friend? Oh, Kaylee knows.
Wait, is it Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu? Is that?
Yes. So they are the lords of the Gunas. Who are the Leela avatars? Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Devan, Vamana, Parshuram, and Lord Ram. What is it? I forget. Kalki, and Kalki is the last of all in Kali Yuga. Something like that. There's a song, the 10 Leela avatars. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Devan, Vamana, Parshuram, and Lord Ram. Then comes Balaram, because Krishna is actually not considered the avatar; he is the avatari. And then comes Buddha, and then Kalki. So and then there's a Yuga avatars like Lord Chaitanya, those who come to teach, present what is needed for the Yuga. And then many other thousands of manifestations of the personality of Godhead are Lord Krishna's plenary portions and integral parts. So plenary the word means complete. The living entities are not the complete. They're the separated small parts and parcels of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the original form, and he is the last word in transcendence. Thus, he is more attractive to higher transcendentalists who participate in the eternal pastimes of the Lord. So Nrsimhadev killed who? Who did Nrsimhadev kill?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu. And did Hiranyakashipu get liberated?
Yeah?
No. Yeah, he took his birth as Ravana in his next life.
I forgot about that.
And Ravana was killed by Lord Ram. Was he liberated? No. He took his birth as Shishupal. But when Shishupal was killed by Krishna, everyone saw the soul of Shishupal merge into the body of Krishna. He was like, Krishna's this, Krishna's that. I hate Krishna, Krishna. And he was like yelling and criticizing Krishna, saying all kinds of things. But he was madly obsessed with Krishna. And everyone saw the soul of Shishupal merge into the body of Krishna when he was killed. So why wasn't he liberated when he was killed by Nrsimhadev? Isn't Nrsimhadev the same person as Krishna?
Because he had to he has to be a demon for 3 lifetimes.
Well, that's one of the reasons. But why are demons that are killed by Nrsimhadev not always liberated? And why is this special liberation is given to those demons that are killed by Krishna, like Putana, Shishupal, Aghasura? So that is Nrsimhadev Krishna?
Yeah, he's an incarnation.
That sounds a little doubtful there.
Because he's a partial incarnation?
No, he's a Purna, full incarnation. Yeah. But it's not Krishna revealing all aspects of his sweetness. So there's a certain charm that's only revealed when he appears in his original form. Like when Kaliya came out of the water, Kali was so angry that there was this child, like making, not a child, like this strong young boy was making a huge ruckus in his lake. And he came out, he was so angry. And he looked at Krishna, he was like, damn, he's beautiful. So Krishna has a certain way, he's very charming. That's his speciality. He's very, very enchanting and charming to the heart. The person can't help but feel obsessed with him, whether in hate, whether in with love, whether in jealousy, whether in lust. But Krishna, he draws the heart very strongly. He's more attractive to the higher transcendentalists who participate in the eternal forms of the Lord. And the form of the personality of God, other than Sri Krishna and Baladev, there's no facility for intimate personal contact as in the transcendentalists as the Lord of Braj Bhumi. Now, Zoom is going to cut me off in a second. Maybe at that point, we'll stop the recording and we can just practice the verse. That way we can just have a little bit more practice time, because I know it's going to cut me off in about 5 minutes or so. So Krishna, you can't be very intimate personal contact with Lord Vishnu. Like there's a devotee in a book called Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and he sees Lord Vishnu, and he runs over and gives him a big bear hug. And the people are like, oh, how'd you do that? Like they were really like shocked, you know. And Krishna and Vishnu gave him a big bear hug, and he was like, hey, I think you need to go to Vrindavan or Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world, because that's where like I relate more close and intimately. Here, everybody is really like very respectful, very maybe full of awe and reverence, and maybe even fear. They're very full of reverence and such. The transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna are not newly accepted as argued by some less intelligent persons. His pastimes are eternal and are manifest in due course once in a day of Brahma, as the sun on the eastern horizon at the end of every 24 hours. So Krishna appears there out of all the different Dwarpa Yugas, he only appears out of 1,000 of those Dwarpa Yugas, he appears in his original form only once. So in the previous cycle, it wasn't Krishna, the original personality of Godhead. So we're very blessed because actually this appearance of Krishna happened just recently, only 5,000 years ago. If you could take the 1,000 cycles of those 4 yugas, that's 8 billion years. So 5,000, 8 billion divided by 5,000, or 5,000 divided by 8 billion. It's a small portion. It's not too long ago. Also, is here a commentary by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says even that sadhana, even the very early stages of bhakti, there's so much joy. Anything else here? It purifies the mind.